Alright, 15th video. So, today I wanted to talk about something I saw about Aljamain Sterling, which I thought was very hypocritical. And first of all, I'd like to start off by saying what the definition of a fight is and what a sport is. Because I think it's important that we define the difference of sport and fight. So let's go into that, shall we? A physical fight is an exchange of blows or assault between two or more individuals and can include activities like hitting, shoving, or other forms of physical aggression, activity involving physical exertion, and skill that is competitive or recreational, governed by a set of rules. Now, why do I mention this? It's quite simple, really, and that is because let's listen to what Aldo says again, right to here, okay?
What are your thoughts on the matchup?
I didn't even know how they scored that. Another man can't drag his ass cheeks on the mat and think that's a win, doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, it's sport jiu-jitsu, guys, but I guarantee you, if that was a street fight, my man would never do that shit. You know what I mean? So why are we turning the sport into some type of weird spectacle where you can win a match off of your back, doing absolutely nothing? If I did nothing, what the fuck did he do? Pull guard from standing up. Don't just start the match on your butt. That should be deducted a point right out of the gate. Am I wrong?
Another man cannot pull his cheeks across the mat and count that as a win doing nothing. Okay. Now, if you're a fighter, you would understand that logic. It makes sense, right? Not engaging in combat should deduct points of some kind, right? And that's a fair argument. And if Aljo thinks like that, then it's fine, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that mindset. There's many people who follow that similar mindset, like the Diaz brothers, but nobody really judges them for it, right? But then we have Aljo say this about one knees on a ground opponent on UFC fighters, right? This is what I gotta say to that. This is what he said. It's in place to protect fighters, and that he was simply expecting his opponent, Peter Yan, to follow the rules. Okay, so he has understood that there's rules. So what else has rules? That's right, jiu-jitsu. So again, I just don't understand how Aljamain Sterling is pulling this fight mentality with jiu-jitsu, but then gets frustrated when the jiu-jitsu player is following the rules and using the win. You know, isn't that what he was doing while he was fighting Peter the first time? Like, I don't mind him playing this game of this would never happen in a street fight, but then in your actual sport, you engage in that being MMA, you suddenly don't have a problem with it not being a street fight. That's when you decide that it's not. That's when, this isn't a real fight. Oh, no, jiu-jitsu, that's not a real fight, That's why, with me, I'm a real fighter and stuff. Oh, no, but once you're actually in the cage, oh, no, bro, like, come on, he broke the rules. Of course I should have won. Like, it doesn't really make sense, you know what I'm saying? So the reason why I say this is because like, you were following the rules and exploiting them to keep you safe, which, again, is nothing wrong with that. Again, MMA is a sport. There are rules, but don't suddenly switch that up because you are salty because you lost a jiu-jitsu match. It's like MMA fighters joining boxing and complaining they would never go to boxing. Like, well, it's like, no shit, because you are the one wanting to enter their sport and beat them in their sport. It's like if LeBron were to go into football, lose, and tell Patrick Mahomes, well, if this were basketball, I easily beat you. It's like, well, no shit, but that wasn't the sport or set of rules we were playing in again. I get it. Aljo was probably just mad about losing a jiu-jitsu match. He was probably pulling out the pregame Johns, like it's fucking UFC 5 or Smash Bros. Like, he just lost the game of fucking, I don't know, Madden or something. Like, I get it. Like, he was probably just salty, but okay. But this isn't his first time doing this, okay? Let's see what he thought about the Tom Aspinall situation.
First things first, I want to send a lot of love to everybody down in Jamaica with Hurricane Melissa. Very unfortunate event. So hopefully that everyone down there is doing as best as they can to stay safe and protecting their loved ones. Now, second thing I want to get to, I made some comments on the Aspinall fight and how he handled the situation with the foul. And I think my opinion still stands. Yeah, you could say you don't like the messenger because I've been fouled and you guys think that I milked the injury. I did not. We've done clarified this multiple times. Bad rehydration, felt like shit. I got blasted in the head. I barely knew where I was at the time. And yes, it looked like I acted or whatever. I can understand that. And I have nothing to say to that.
Okay, I'm not going to play the rest of the clip because it's just him defending his bit. Which, again, I'm not going to talk about his own foul and whether you believed he was milking, him being on the floor after getting kneed in the head. and him playing into it or whatever, but that is up to your own opinion, and no one can answer that question but Aljo himself. Only he knows the truth, right? And whether you choose to believe him or not, I mean, that's up to you, right? So I'm not going to talk about that specifically, but what I will talk about is I just don't really understand how Aljo's going to go talk about how Tom should not tell the ref he cannot see because it will stop the flight. Like, whether you think Tom was milking it or not, who is Aljo to say his knee to the head was legit, but Tom Aspinall's eye poke was not? It just, the guy seems like he just can't hold a double standard himself. Why? It seems like Aljo is a huge hypocrite. You know, I didn't really understand. I know this video is pretty short and sweet, but that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about today. I don't really have much time to record a video today, so yeah. But again, I don't have a lot of time, so I was not able to upload a lot as of recently, but for sure I'm going to go back to the daily uploads if I can. Fortunately, I wasn't able to upload due to personal reasons, but I'm gonna try my best to keep the content flowing. This is just something I wanted to talk about for a while. I thought Aljo was being a huge hypocrite, but yeah, thank you guys. See you in the next one. Peace.